All I want is nothing more. Howdo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 2 of York City Football Manager 2017 with Freddie Adu. Now then, Season 2, the second season. Oh, it's been a long summer, it's been a difficult summer, trying to build a Football League worthy squad with not a whole lot of money. Thanks to my stringent ways since the beginning of this save, we are actually now making profit. We are actually now earning money, but the club isn't in such a financial position that I really want to be spending too much on until I'm sure that will maintain. Now, that could be a bad idea, because it could mean that the squad isn't strong enough to survive in this league, and then we will really start to lose money. But I'm going to use the first couple of games, because there's quite a few games before we're out of August. I mean, the 5 games that you can see here only take us to the 19th. So I'll use the first 3 or 4 games to see whether the squad is good enough or not, and then react accordingly. But having said that, there's still been a fuckload of transfers, and I've thought about this, and I think rather than show you all the transfer ins and outs, I think I'll just show you the squad again, as if it's the first episode again, because honestly that'll be quicker. So starting off with goalkeepers, we still have Leathern between the sticks. Now, he spent a large chunk of pre-season injured. Thankfully he's fully fit again now, ready for the start of the season. My coaches reckon he's an average quality goalkeeper for League 2 level, which is fairly decent. I like his stats. He has the right stats in the right areas. He's a decent, solid keeper. But when he got injured, I did sign a replacement who my coaches and scouts think is better currently and has the potential to be very good indeed. But 2 days after I signed him, he got injured. So he's only got a few days left on that injury, and Leathern more than good enough to deputise. And there is actually another goalkeeper in the squad nowadays, in the form of Will Jaskalainen. Yes, I did partially sign him just because he shares the name with a much more famous goalkeeper, but also because I could get him for absolutely no money whatsoever on a completely free loan from Bolton Wanderers. Where else? And he's got reasonable stats for a goalkeeper. Good stats up here, a few slightly weaker ones, but the weaker ones are things like kicking. Decision making isn't great, but his physical stats are very good indeed. He'll do a decent job when I need him to. And Luke Simpson, the goalkeeper that you start with, who has a lot of potential as well, but I just don't really like the look of some of these stats, such as reflexes being quite low and his physicals overall not being all that good. Decision making is excellent, obviously, but just quite a bit to be worked. I think he's a level below the other goalkeepers I've got, so I've loaned him out again to Macclesfield. Just by the way, anyone that you're not seeing in this rundown has either been sold or is in the under-23s waiting to be sold. Josh Robinson, kept him around obviously enough because he can play centre-back, right-back or centre-mid to decent proficiency. He's got no particularly good stats, but whenever I've needed him, he's been able to come in and he's done a decent job. So he's here as the second right back. First right back is still Sean Mooney, obviously. He was fantastic last year. He's already got a goal and an assist in pre-season this year. His dribbling and crossing, as well as his decent tackling and decent physical, makes him perfect for what I want from my right back in the formation that we play. Left back, I am sticking to my guns with Alex Whittle. I mean, there's times when you're proved wrong, it's either an excellent thing or an awful thing. Either you're proved wrong in that you think something will be great, or you think you're right about something and you turn out to be wrong, or it turns out to be shit. And there's being proven wrong in the excellent way, which is when you think someone isn't good enough, you're faced with no other choice than to use them or to go for it, and they turn out to be fucking brilliant. Alex Whittle. Ben Barber spent all of last season on loan. My coaches think he's better than Alex Whittle currently and has a far higher potential. I just do not like... yes, his tackling is good. Yes, his marking is good. I just don't like up here. I want my fullback to get forward. That's a big part of what I want. And 4 dribbling, 6 crossing, 2 finishing is just not good enough. 5 passing, it's not going to do it. It's not going to cut it for me. He would at best be the backup left back for when I want someone more defensive in. But for that, I also have Bobby Mosley, who's probably better because his mentals are better, his physicals are better, and his dribbling and crossing is better. So I don't really need Ben Barber, but because he has such high potential, I'm going to keep him under contract. He might well go out on loan. Now, one area where we were light was centre back. The best 2 centre backs we had last year, the 2 we ended up using at the end of the save, were Jack Cowgill, as you see here, and Danny Barbier, who were both on loan. And the centre backs that we had signed to the squad were subpar. Now, I got rid of them all. Not them all. I got rid of the majority of them and reloaned Jack Cowgill and Danny Barbier for free once again, which is excellent business. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you. And Jack Cowgill has improved dramatically just in the time that we've had him on loan. My coaches reckon he's a very good rating for League 2 centre-back these days, and his stats kind of back that up. I mean, good tackling, good marking, good heading, quite tall, good strength, not too slow, good physicals across the board really, and a decent few mental stats creeping in there as well. Now, 20 years old, he is obviously injured since he's good. 4 to 5 weeks, we will miss him. But combined with looking at my squad mid-July and seeing 3 centre-backs total, and the fact that shortly after that Cowgill got injured, I have gone a little bit mad on centre-backs. Introducing Sonny Bradley, and a player that I picked up on a free. My coaches and scouts think he's a good centre-back, probably the second best in their opinion. I don't know if he's second best in my opinion. The reasons I picked him up were the fact that he's 6'5", and for someone who's 6'5", not that slow. Good strength, good jumping reach, good physicals across the board, excellent work rate, teamwork, good determination, good bravery, good aggression, good positioning. The tackling and marking are okay. Heading's brilliant. That's why he's in. Don't know if he'll be a starter. I'll make that decision in a bit. Ben Clappison, I wanted to get rid of him, but at the same time, he's got reasonable potential, so I didn't really want to just kick him out the door. He was okay when I needed him last year. He's gone on loan to Boston United. We'll see how he does there, see how he develops. There's some green arrows here. There's promise. Christopher de Gracca brought this lad in, again on a free, obviously. 19-year-old Swede. Reasonable rating for a League 2 centre-back with sky-high potential. Good overall physical stats. Decent mental stats for a teenager especially, and decent tackling, heading and marking. Just overall decent with high potential. Signed him for no money, paying him 220 quid a week. Why the fuck not? In a similar vein, 220 quid a week, signed for free. Why the fuck not? Good current rating according to my coaches. I'm not too sure, purely because of that 9 for tackling, but that's not why I brought him. And I brought him in because I saw that, and that, and that. This lad is 6'2", 14 stone, 17 for strength, 11 for pace, 14 for acceleration. Yes, his tackling's a bit low. He can head, he can mark, his position is okay. His mentals across the board are weak. That's the weak area of his game. We're working on it. But holy fucking shit, that physical. This lad's a unit. He's Congolese, 19 years old. If he's got 17 for strength at 19, fuck me, he could get very good indeed. Danny Barbier, we know all about. I'm a little bit worried about the state of these red arrows everywhere. Got him on loan again from West Brom. Got him on loan again from West Brom. Once again for free. Why the fuck not? His tackling is very good indeed. His marking lets him down a little, but 17 strength. 16 strength, 16 jumping reach. But looking at him, he is a step behind Magoma in every sense, apart from tackling, in which he's far better. So between the two of them, that's a decision I'll have to make. And last but not least, I told you I'd signed a lot of centre-backs. Last but not least, Luis Silva, Portuguese 18-year-old. There's a theme here. 230 quid a week. This one's on an extra tenner than the rest. And his physical stats are just all over excellent, apart from the stamina of 5, which does put me off a little because, maybe you're not going to be able to play every game. He can't kick a ball. Cannot kick a ball even in the loosest sense of the word. But he can stop others from doing so. Tackling of 14, 12 for marking, 14 His mental stats are also a weakness, but he's 18. I've got time to work on these kids. And you'll notice that a lot of the players I've brought in are kids, and there's 2 reasons for that. One, I don't have to pay them much, which is a big thing when you work into a tight budget. And 2, much like what Francis Jeffers is doing with Blackpool, the Frangerine Dream, I've brought a lot of kids in expecting that if they do well, I won't be able to keep most of them, and that's fine. Because I've brought them in for jack shit. And if they do well, clubs from higher up the pyramid, Championship, maybe Premier League, will come in for them and pay stupid money if I make them do so. And if I put the old 50% of next transfer on, then our money troubles go away. And if even one of these players, or maybe like 2 or 3 of them, get on those sorts of deals where it's, a couple of million involved, then that's it for York City money troubles. Because our money troubles, they're not in terms of millions, they're in terms of tens of thousands, maybe £100,000. So one huge transfer like that, particularly if it's one that will earn more money going forward, then I can start spending what money we have got, because we know that there's more money to come in. Do you see the thinking? Clovis is still here. Clovis is going fucking nowhere. I looked for maybe someone who was better at this CDM role, the ball and midfielder on defend role. Not found anyone. Clovis played very well last year indeed. I found his heading particularly useful. Not a lot of defensive midfielders tend to have that. But in a lot of the matches, when the bits I was watching, a lot of balls go in the air to him. Not necessarily to challenge, but to feed to other midfielders. It was coming to him in the air. And that heading has really helped. The strength helped as well. His stamina helped. He played most games. His mentals are strong. Got good tackling. I'm very happy with Clovis, although I have brought in a deputy for him in the shape of Ben Whiteman. Now, the reason I signed Whiteman is these mentals. Central midfield player that's going to be... See, his ideal position is anchorman, and I have made note of that, because when we're going to be playing to try and win the game, it is going to be Clovis, going to be ball and midfielder on either defend or support, depending on home or away. If it's away, or even at home, against a team that are far better than us, then Ben might well come in on anchorman because of these mental stats, the stronger mental, the higher work rate, the determination, the decision making, concentration, composure, etc., etc. Yes, his ball playing stats and defensive stats aren't as strong as Clovis's, but I think these stats here will stand him in good stead. And again, he's 21 years old. I'm only paying him £400. I don't think I paid any money for him. I paid 50 grand for him. I beg your pardon, £50,000 from Sheffield United. Essentially jack shit. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with that signing. That's one of the only bits of money I've spent, actually. Aidan Connolly's still here. Aidan's still, I think, going to be the first choice for the support striker role. Shadow striker even, sorry. He came really good towards the end of last season. He ended last season on an absolute fucking tear. He's had 1 start, 4 sub appearances in pre-season and scored and got an assist. So hopefully he can continue the form where he left off. His technical stats are very good. Based on the rest of our players anyway. And his mentals have actually... I want to look back at the beginning of last season. I think they've improved a little. I don't think his work rate was that high. I'm very glad it is now. Could do with a little more strength though. Alex O'Hanlon's still knocking about. His physical stats are now very well rounded indeed. Mental stats could still use a bit of improvement, although most of them are now into double figures. And his tackling, passing, those 2 stats combined, I don't play him as central midfielder defender, I play him as support, but those 2 stats combined with his first touch just make him ideal. I would like a little more finishing, because he does end up in some forward positions these days, but towards the end of last season he did go on a run of scoring goals, and again, he's 21. I'm paying him a little more looking back, I'm paying him a little more than I would have liked to have. He had quite a hefty promotion wage rise, which, yeah, unavoidable. Well, it wasn't unavoidable, but it's unavoidable now. Um, but yeah, I'm happy with him. He will be starting the majority of games, I hope. But that doesn't mean I've not brought in some competition. Now, this lad, his strongest position is ball midfielder, and he can play in a deeper role. But I think he could do a semi-decent job in that O'Hanlon position as well, because he has 12 for tackling and 11 for passing. Doesn't quite have the first touch, doesn't have the mentals, but he's better physically. And he's 19, 220 quid. Told you there was a theme. And sky high potential. He will be the rival for O'Hanlon's spot, along with Callum Whelan, who can't tackle as much, so he'll have to play. I'm going to switch to support. I meant to do that before I started talking. He will play in the ones where, in the games, where we don't need the central midfielder on support to be doing as much defending, because he can't do it. But he has very high work rate, great teamwork, excellent passing, and great vision as well. He's got decent physical stats, good first touch. He's essentially Alex O'Hanlon, but not as good in every aspect other than passing. So, and he's 18, 220 quid. You're getting the theme now. In my coach's opinion, the best player at the club, and when you look at the stats, hard to argue. Box-to-box midfielder, Chris Atkinson. Well-rounded physical stats with the fucking standout fitness, which is going to stand us in such good stead with our box-to-box man, able to play most games. Mental stats, the best at the club, I believe, overall. Look at them. That work rate for a box-to-box man is the key one, but overall, those mental stats are great. And pretty much every technical stat is between 8 and 11, which for League 2 is absolutely fine. He can go up and down the pitch and do a reasonable job at pretty much everything. So very, very happy to have Chris Atkinson here for another year at least. And the man I'm going to try and mould into the composition for his spot is Kane Ferdinand, who I've actually used towards the end of last season as Clovis's backup, because that is listed as a ball midfielder and he can play it deeper as well. And he's got good tackling, but he's got a good first touch, he's got good dribbling, he's got semi-decent finishing. In fact, I think that's the same as Atkinson's finishing. There's only a few stats that aren't great. His work rate is pretty good. His mentals overall are pretty good. He's got decent fitness, along with double figures for every physical stat, 6'1". I feel like he could be a decent box-to-box man if he puts a little bit of training in. And again, he's quite a young player with a bit of potential. I think Kane Ferdinand is going to be the backup box-to-box man this year. And if that don't work out, I've always got good old Chicken. He can play as a backup either as the shadow striker position, which he's natural at, but his finishing isn't really good enough for, or much more likely he can play as a box-to-box man because he's quite a reasonably well-rounded player, apart from that tackling, which is what puts me off playing him as box-to-box man. He's got everything else that he'd need, bar tackling. So again, I'll be hesitant to play him as box-to-box man in a game where we're going to be defending more than attacking, which, since our expectation is to avoid relegation, is probably going to be most of them. So I thought long and hard when I was listing everybody that I was going to list. I thought long and hard about listing Chicken. But I have a feeling, I have an inkling, that there might yet be a role for him to play in this squad. But if the next man does well, that might not happen. And that player is Kyle Kopp. Now, I'm not going to play him in the central midfield. He is the backup shadow striker / advanced playmaker. Shadow striker is the role that we're looking at though. Now, technical attributes that it highlights for this role, they are all 11 or 12. Good finishing, good first touch, long shots, passing and technique. He's also got the dribbling, the crossing if he drifts wide. It's the mentals where he's let down a little, but he's 20. I'm paying him £275 a week, splashed out on this one, and he was signed on a free, obviously, like pretty much every signing I've made. Stamina and natural fitness being low is a downside, but not that huge of a one because he's a backup to Aiden. But the pace is very good. That pace with the dribbling the finishing, the first touch. I think this lad could be a danger. Probably not going to usurp Connolly initially, anyway. But we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Now I mentioned with the centre backs that I had a little bit of a panic, and noticing that there weren't that many in my squad, and then with injuries on top of that, I went a little bit mad. And now in the club there are 7 or 6 if you don't count Clapson, because he is out on loan. Went a bit mad on strikers too. In the active squad there are now 8 strikers. The first of them is Ryan Brunt, 24-year-old. My coaches think he's decent. What attracted me to him initially was the right-hand column there, physical. He's slow as fuck, clearly, but he's 6'3". He's strong. He's fit enough to play every single game. Got good balance, good jumping reach. He can head a ball. He can finish. He's essentially Brody, but with far stronger mental stats. Work rate of 20, determination of 18, teamwork of 18, good bravery. Positioning for a target man is passable. It's okay. Good aggression, good anticipation. I think he might be the starting target man initially this year, but if he's not, then it could well be this man, Joe Pigott. Now, a little quicker, but not as strong, or with as good jumping reach, or as good heading. Slightly worse finishing, but better first touch. A better footballer. Not as good a finisher, not as strong, but a better overall footballer. Not as strong mentals, but still very good mental stats. I don't necessarily know if target man is his best role. No, he's not as comfortable at advanced forward, but I think he might be better at that. But he will rival for that target man spot, as will 2 other men. The first of which obviously is Brody. Now this is what kind of kickstarted my striker panic, because first off, the full down red arrows, they appeared in pre-season, and I thought, right, okay, 30 years old, going down that quickly, yeah, fuck. Then he got injured again for I think the 3rd time in about 6 or 7 months, with a fairly lengthy layoff. So I thought, right, I need to replace him. Signed 3 other target men. He's still got it though. His stats are still fine. My coaches think he's shit, but they also think Alex Whittle's shit, so fuck him. But with the finishing, and the strength is going down, but the finishing and the work rate make him a decent target man. Maybe not to start like he did last year, but there's still a place for him. I've just looked at that though, 950 quid, that's a fair chunk to save if I can get rid of him. But it's Brody. It's Brody, sentiment, heart versus head. But the first man that I signed to rival Brody, to kind of understudy Brody as the target man of the team, was young Isaac Buckler-Ricketts, who has good physical stats. He's 6 foot tall. He can't play football that well, and he's not very mentally strong. But he's 19. It was on a free, 220 quid. Told you there was a theme. And yeah, he got a back strain and got injured himself as well. So I had 2 target men in the squad, and they were both injured, so I signed 2 more. May have panicked a little. I might get rid of Brody. I've got plenty of others, haven't I? So yeah, that's 4 of the strikers covered. 4 to go. But that's 2 of the injured strikers covered, and only 1 left. Damaged cruciate ligaments. Signed this lad in January, I think. Peter Skipitis, who's been just... I've left him in the under-23s. I don't think I showed you him because he was injured when I signed him. But I knew that when I signed him. I think I made out in a video actually that I didn't, but I just, while I was recording and talking, I'd forgotten that he was injured when I signed him. But I signed him knowing that. So his stats have dipped a little, but he's got good potential. And he's got some strong mental stats for 22. He can develop. I don't know if he will that well. I think once he's better, which will be around towards the end of when you can send players out on loan. So I think I might try and find him a loan move to the Vanarama level and see if he can develop, because I don't think I'm going to need him in the first team squad, because there's still 3 more names to come who will all be vying for the advanced forward spot, and they'll all have to beat out the man that owns that spot. Andy Little, still here, stats still the same, 28 years old now. My coaches don't rate him highly enough in my opinion. Finishing of 14, and every technical stat, literally every technical stat between 8 and 12 if you don't count 14. So yeah, and his mental's strong across the board. What's the lowest mental? 7 for concentration. Yeah, just overall great. Could do with a little more pace, maybe, but yeah, he's a fantastic all-around striker. And never mind that, he can cover it right back if I need him to, which is amazing. A forward with 11 tackling, what the fuck? Rewarded for his excellent form whilst on loan with us. I brought him in on loan midway through last season when pretty much all the strikers were injured and I just desperately needed a striker. Signed this lad on the basis of his work rate and his physical stats. He was fucking great for us when we needed him last season. Came up with crucial goals at crucial times, and because of that, I signed him on a contract for free. £375 a week, which I'll happily pay him. I don't know if he's going to play, but I just feel like with how well he did, his stats don't look like he'd be any good at all. But go back and watch previous videos and you see that that is not remotely true. And that leaves us with one striker left, and that man is Jake Cassidy. Possibly my coach's favourite player in this squad. I'm not entirely sold. Signed him on the basis of how fucking strongly recommended he came from my scouts. Because sometimes you do have to listen to that. When your scouts say sign him whatever the price, and the price was nothing, then sometimes you just got to listen. I only pay him 650 quid a week. It's not like I'm paying him a lot. Is a defensive forward is another thing. Because I don't have anyone who's natural at defensive forward. I was playing Jason as a defensive forward towards the end of last season. It worked quite well. So to have someone natural at that might be good. He's got the pace, he's got the work rate, he's got the aggression. Finishing of 10, don't know too much about that. He's got good heading, but he's only 5'10" with no jumping reach, so that's not really going to come into play that well. I'll give him chances, but whether he'll go well or not for me, I'm not too sure. And that, finally, is the end of the squad. Let's just have a quick look at the transfer screen because I want to show you what money we have made and spent. So this is last season, first of all. Spent a total of 6.25 grand, so 5.75 grand for Kane Ferdinand and 500 quid for Johnny Hurd, and made 44 grand, mainly from the sale of Lamre Oyabanjo, who I didn't use much. This year, that's kind of flipped a little because we've got promoted. I just got rid of deadweight. Released a lot of players, Johnny Hurd, Scott Frennick being the standouts in there. Loaned a few out. So a lot of these that I loaned out I actually wanted to sell, but no one wanted to get them permanently. So loaned them out. All of these loan deals are just paying their wages. So it just takes out of my wage, adds to my wage budget, I should say. Managed to sell Daniel and T for 5 grand, which I was happy with because I didn't use him at all. I don't think I played him even once. And yeah, that's all the outgoings though. So I haven't made any money off transfers this season, this window. And the only fee I've paid though is that 50 grand for Ben Whitman. I thought it was. Every other signing is a free apart from Jääskeläinen, who's loaned in. That's it. All free transfers. Some from clubs, mostly as free agents. So with the budgets that we have remaining, £128,000 now because we are making profit. And only 3 grand wage budget, but obviously I can shift that. Let's see what I can actually shift it to. If I shift it towards wage a little, I could maybe see to spend 50 grand each on 2 more players and pay them decent wages. So I could bring in, with all the kids that I've signed on frees, I could bring in 2 more experienced players to bolster that. But I don't want to spend that money if the club's going to start losing money once the season gets going, which is what happened last year. We get more TV money and shit now that we're in the Football League, but I don't want to jeopardise the position of the club just to get a couple of extra players. Especially when the squad we've got is already fucking huge. I don't know. I don't know about that. But all that said, and that was a lot said, all that said, and that's really dry. Sorry if that part of these episodes, the first episode of the season, that part's always dry. I tried to make it flow, but I'm aware that it's just me talking about stats. So apologies for that. There is going to be some gameplay. It's going to be right here. First game of the season, away against Stevenage, who let's have a look at the prediction real quick because I want to see where Stevenage are predicted to finish up, because we are predicted to finish, I believe, just outside the relegation spots, which is, I guess, good. Yeah, we're predicted to finish 21st. Whereabouts in here are Stevenage? Kind of mid-table. Yeah, we're not favourites for relegation. There's only 2 relegation spots, and neither us nor Forest Green are predicted relegation. But if you offered me 22nd place right now, I'd have your fucking hand off.
Come on, Peppa. Come on. Come on, Breadstick. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Bring it here. Bring it here.
So I do just want to show you this real quick. I have made us natural, fully familiar with playing essentially the same formation that we played all season, last season, just with this Shadow Striker gone in as a separate centre back, just for games where we're going to be under the cosh, because we're not a promotion pushing team this year. We are a relegation battle team this year, so I'm aware that I'm going to need to be more defensive at times, but for this first game at least, we are going to go, at least initially, with what brought us to the dance. This formation here, I don't know why that's the deep line forward. It's defensive forward because, yeah, I didn't have a target man that was fit towards the end of last season. No, we are going to go with target man. Going to go with what brought us to the dance, and for the large part, the team that brought us to the dance with maybe a couple of additions. So the team for the first game of the second season, the first game in the Football League, is going to be Leathern, Rooney, a brand new centre-back partnership because, well, we've got a couple of injuries in here. Come on. The key injury being Cowgill. I would have gone Cowgill-Barbier like the end of last season, but with Cowgill injured and with Barbier, I'm having my second guesses over him. I'm going to go with a brand new fresh pairing. One who doesn't have much match fitness, one who doesn't have a lot of match fitness, but both of them who look like good players and look like might complement each other fairly well. The big, muscled tank who's not that good at football, and the solid, dependable tank who is decent at football. Bradley and Magoma together at centre back. Alex Will, obviously, left back, doesn't really need saying. Clovis is in there, Atkinson, O'Hanlon, obviously. Connolly, Little, obviously. And Ryan Brunt as the target man. He's the one with the fucking 20 work rate, with the awesome mental and physical stats, but maybe lacking a little in technical. I mean, he's got the key technical stats, but there's a few. We'll see. We'll see how he goes. We'll see how he goes. We'll see how they all go. Hopefully, it'll go well. And also, a big plus this year, we get 7 subs. I really struggled with 5 subs. Honestly, I really did struggle. 7 subs, fucking great. Got to give squad numbers to Sonny Bradley and Callum Whelan. Bradley can have 27. Whelan can have 12. Okay, so they're evens to win. A draw and a win for us are equally unlikely. And the prediction is for a tight affair, but that they'll win it. Jack Calgary, big miss for York. I agree with that. Ooh, that didn't go well. I told him to show what we can do. I'm gonna have to try and that's what I'm after. That's what I'm after. Complete the green. Complete the green, Ryan. Fucking get in. Come on, lads. So our first game in the Football League is underway. It's happened as quickly as it possibly could. Now, let's not go straight back down. Come on, lads. Is there anything going to happen from this? Almost certainly not. Here's O'Hanlon, Rodney, Atkinson, Connolly. If you're wondering why I say Rodney instead of Rooney, it's because of Wayne Rooney and just Rodney from Only Fools. Oh, excellent play. We're going to score. Oh, Connolly, take your time. I said that in the last episode. Was it the cup? No, it was the league game, the last league game, wasn't it? Where he snatched at one on his right foot. Almost identical to this, actually. He just needed to take his time. I don't think he realises how open he is once he makes that run through. It's an excellent run. It's a great pass from Andy Little. Take your time, man. Take a touch and hit it right-footed across the goalkeeper. You no need to take that first time. Fuck. All I want is nothing more. Matthew Upson own goal. Forest Green are winning. We're up to 20th for some reason. Nothing has happened by that first minute chance for my boy. Oh. Here's my boy, Aidan Connolly. Puts a good cross in. Okay, we'll keep the pressure on. Alex. No, come on. Don't let this be their counter-attack. Alright. Whittle's back there. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Oh, you shithead. Here's Hurst for them. Bearing down on goal. Leatherman catches it. What a awful attempt at goal. Absolutely awful. Sorry, but Alex, this is really fucking poor from you, mate. Not happy with that. But once Hurst has won this and he's free and clear, just pick a side and smash it. What are you trying to dink for? If you're going to dink, get it higher than that. Fucking hell, man. All I want is a highlight. But this game is too fucking shite. It's gonna end at 0-0. I'll have to take myself a pill. I'm off my tits, mate. I'm off my tits, mate. That heart was shit. I'll tell them that. In fact, no, I won't. I'll tell them that one might not have been the best idea. Let's calm faith. Calm faith. We did passionate faith before the game. Calm faith during. And it's going well. It's going very well indeed. Come on, lads. So yeah, I told you that this video would be wouldn't just be a lot of me talking. There'd be a lot of me talking, but there'd be some action at the end. I promised action. Give me action, please. Please. A little less conversation, a little more action, please. Oh, okay. Got minorly excited for a minute there when Andy Little got to the byline, but he did jack shit with it. But the highlight has not ended, and here they come. Here's Kennedy. Hopefully that's not the Man City Kennedy. Was it Chelsea? It's Chelsea Kennedy, isn't it? It was Man City. Oh, Gabriel Jesus, isn't it? Young Brazilians. Neymar wannabes. Although they're probably better than Neymar. Rooney, get out there. Come on, man. Here's Neither. And they are going to go 1-0 up. Okay. And I took the piss out of me and they scored. Shit. Straight into the second half then. And they are ahead. Get in. Yeah. Decent football. Awful from Rooney. Should have gotten out to him way quicker. Oh, Leatherin. Okay. Yep. All right. Oh, straight away. And they do have a Gabriel as well. They've got a Gabriel and a Kennedy. They're just signing all the young Brazilians here at Stevenage. And here is Kennedy, speak of the devil. Don't get sent off, Connolly. Oh, Jesus. No backlift. He's got one of them. He's one of them no backlift kind of fellas. And decent attempt. I'm not going to watch it again, though. Joby McAnuff. Fucking hell. Leathering with a goal kick for us. No. So many men in that little huddle there. Atkinson. Oh, Hanlon. Play it wide. Now, Atkinson, you play it wide. Okay, guys, come on. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. We're better than this. I know we've stepped up a league, but that doesn't mean our play needs to step down. Bradley. Oh, fucking hell. Right. Yep. Okay. That makes sense. The two centre-backs that I've brought in combine in shitness. Bradley and just giving up, and Magomer having the reactions of a dead cow. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's make some changes then. Let's give some debuts out. Callum can come on for Alex. Kyle can come on for Aidan. Who else's debut? There's only one other debut that can be made. Is Joe Pigott can come on for Ryan Brunt. Give all of them team talks passionately that I have faith in them. Come on, lads. Positive mood. Good. Deep in thought. Not as good. Not as good again. Oh. Cop over the free kick on debut. Bangs it into the fucking top bins. Young man. You have dodgy facial hair, but you are a cracking young fella. It didn't deflect at all. Don't know what you're on about. It was just an outstanding free kick. Debut goal, Kyle Kopp. Good lad. What is your free kick taking, mate? If you don't mind me asking. I can't understand the alphabet. 11. Yeah, that's alright, isn't it? 81st minute. Shall we go for it? Let's fucking go for it. We might as well. We might as well lose 3-1 as lose 2-1. So we're going overload. I'm going to give him a team talk to... Oh, wait, not yet, because otherwise that locks everything else off. We're going to... not going to punt the ball, but we are going to go route one. Hit early crosses? Not necessarily, actually. More expressive. Close down much more. And normal tempo is as high as it can get. Width... narrow, actually. And get stuck in. Fuck it. Let's go. Okay, that. And now the team talk, just before whatever this highlight is. Assertive. And push forward. But it's their attack. Unless Rooney can win that. Whittle heads it. Yeah, there we go, Rooney. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, what a ball. Pick it. Yes, Andy. Andy, come on. No. Oh my fucking days, what a save. Andy should have scored, don't get me wrong. But what a save. Fucking hell. Oh, we could have rescued a point. That's excellent. That's an excellent counter-attack. Andy's through. What a save. Fair fucks to you, mate. Can anything come of the corner? It's a separate highlight, so maybe. Header away. Kyle, play it back to Atkinson. Oh, don't lose it. Just don't lose it. Don't lose it. Okay, they're going to get a man sent off. That can help. That can help. Yep, get the fuck off. Bugger off so we can take a free kick. Come on, Kyle. A good delivery here, mate. I don't need to watch the red card again. Good delivery here, mate. Didn't happen, though, did it? Come on. We're a man up. Just make a chance. Doesn't look like it's happened. The 30 seconds is a fairly long outro segment. Santos. They're just going to try and keep the ball. We're going to have to pressure them. Come on, Wheel, and win it. No. Whittle. Okay, win that. Win that. Magoma. Okay, just play it. Good ball. Very good ball. Kyle, do something with it, mate. Preferably something better than that. Gonna win that, though. Alright. There's 2 seconds left. Shoot! 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 Fuck. Well, that could have been worse, couldn't it? The performances weren't great. Debut goal for Kyle Kopp. We didn't get hammered. It was a fairly... I'm going to say unlucky. It was a fairly even game. We had better of it. Yeah, we had the far better. Fucking 26 fouls. You bunch of cretins. But anyway, we had the better of it. We played some decent football. We're the away team. We only lost 2-1. We had possession. We had more shots on target. Could have done with maybe putting a couple more of them away and a little. But I'm not too disheartened with that. I'm actually quite optimistic following that game. Yes, it was a loss, but it wasn't a heavy loss. It wasn't a heavy defeat. Forest Green, my immediate rival, obviously, because they're the other promoted team, they won 2-1. So that's not great, but decent start. We've scored a goal in the Football League. We don't have a point yet, but we've scored. It's something. Yeah. What are you making of the new positive Freddie Adu? Putting positive spins on defeats. Are you buying it? Didn't fucking think so. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me for the first episode of Season 2 for York City in the Football League. Yeah. That makes it sound like it's our second season in the Football League. It's that first... Thanks for joining me. Join me next time. Hit subscribe so you don't miss anything. Like the video, comment on the video, tell me any constructive criticism, feedback you might have. Go and check out Francis Jervis's videos. The Frangerine dream is very much alive. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you around, and remember, fuck off.